Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Phoenix 1987-20 here to bring you Nintendo Switch TBA. So if you like my videos, hit that like button, just share this with all your friends and family, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications so you can get my latest videos, and leave a comment below because I love reading all your comments and responding to them as soon as I can. So anyways, the four games I'm going to talk about today is Breath of the Wild 2, Bayonetta 3, Doom Eternal, and Metroid Prime 4. First off is going to be Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Nintendo announced this back at the E3 2019, showing us a short teaser trailer video, and they have kept their mouths shut ever since. No information, no nothing, nada. Not even a. So, the question is, has Nintendo forgot about us? Are Nintendo doing what Nintendo always does in keeping their lid sealed on this so they have something to surprise their fans? Even though we didn't get an E3 2020, which is okay because, yeah, we had this crazy world pandemic. And it made a lot of things a lot harder for every other video game company out there. But maybe we're going to hear something soon, some information soon about Breath of the Wild 2. We do know in 2021 it's going to be Nintendo Switch, our Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary, and that officially starts on February 21st, 2021. Since the original Zelda game got launched on the NES February 21st, 1986. Nintendo did confirm and has given us a little bit more information, but unfortunately, the information they give us was useless. Nintendo confirmed a bunch of major games that were coming up, giving them all release dates and confirming and locking in those release dates. And they included Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, but they put that as a TBA, to be announced. That gives us nothing. So like I said, the information was useless. So we're hoping that they do give us a release date or something soon, because Breath of the Wild 2 will be the perfect conclusion to the series of the Breath of the Wild. First you got Hyrule Warrior Age of Calamity, which is the beginning of your story arc. And then you got Breath of the Wild, which is your middle part of your story arc. And Breath of the Wild 2, if they continue it like that, you'll have your ending conclusion story arc, which would be the perfect, the perfect thing. The three movies, your trilogy. Because we all love trilogies when it comes to games. Now, this game has so many damn rumors flying around. It doesn't matter which site you go to, who you try to talk with. There's so many rumors, which Nintendo has confirmed nothing. Biggest rumor that I'm hearing that I've heard from multiple different sources and read that this game may be a launch title for the Nintendo Switch 2.0 or Pro, whatever you want to call it. And the other rumors that's going around is this game may be the first Zelda game, true Zelda game that's multiplayer co-op, as you can play Zelda or you can play as Link, which would be a fresh take on the Zelda games because you haven't in the past been able to play as Zelda. It's always been Link. So it'd be a good conclusion. You get the multiplayer in there, online or local multiplayer. That'd be awesome. I really hope this game comes out for the Nintendo Switches. I hope it's because we have not got a true Zelda game for the Switch yet. Yes, we got Breath of the Wild, but that was a port of the Wii U game. So we've seen nothing what the Nintendo Switch can actually do with a Zelda game. And I'm hoping that they do the whole game and it's 40, 50 gigabytes, and then Nintendo shows off their 64 gigabyte cartridge that they made available to developers this year. And I really hope so. So I'm praying out here for every Zelda fan out here that loves this series, keeps it close to their heart, that Nintendo gives us a little tidbit of information. Stop all these rumors, Nintendo, and come out and speak. I know your investors want you to do that because as long as the investors are getting what they want from Nintendo, stocks go up. Nintendo keeps their lips sealed, stocks go down. And Nintendo has a thing of keeping their stocks going down until it gets to a certain point, and they say something, make an announcement of something, and their stocks go up. So Nintendo plays a different game of Monopoly with their franchise. So next game I'm going to be talking about is Doom Eternal. And now I'm literally sounding like a broken record. The game was originally supposed to come out March 20th, 2020 with all the other games. The PC, the PS4, the Xbox One X were all posted. Nintendo Switch, all posted. But ID Software did delay the game for Nintendo. They waited till the game was finished before they gave it to Panic Button. And now ID has tweeted this out multiple times. The game is, information for the game is coming soon. Information for the game is coming soon. Release date for the game is coming soon. Release date for the game is coming soon. We all getting tired of this. So on November 5th, Panic Button did an official tweet. They tweeted out that Forza Horizon 4 was being ported over to the Xbox Series X/S console. What about Doom Eternal? Nothing. So a Twitter user named Birdman tweeted a question to Panic Button asking where is Doom Eternal for the Nintendo Switch. He's a regular blowjo guy, but he got a response from Panic Button themselves. And I'm going to read the exact tweet that Panic Button gave to everybody. We are hard at work on the project and excited for everyone to enjoy it. We have multiple teams working on separate projects at Panic Button, even more than we have announced. The thing is getting to me is, why didn't they say we are hard working on Doom? But they went with projects. Do they know something that do they and Nintendo know something that we don't know? Is Doom Eternal going to be out for Nintendo, but not for the Nintendo Switch? Or was it just simpler, easier for Panic Button just to say projects? Because once you say projects versus the game title, the rumor mill speeds up quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker, and to the point where the rumor mill is going around so quickly that it's blowing off propellers left, right, and center. So until Nintendo or Panic Button or ID Software officially comes out, we're going to be left in the dark, guys. And there's nothing really anybody can do. They play off, developers play off this type of stuff. Let's dance or crowd around as far as they can. We give them tidbits of information, which, take it or leave it, but eventually your tidbits, seagulls and crows are going to come down and start eating them, and the fans are going to go to bigger tidbits. That's how I see it. That's probably how a lot of people see it. But I'm hoping Panic Button, ID Software, or Nintendo, they give us a big tidbit. Heck, if they even throw us a donut. The next game I'm going to be talking about is Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3 was announced by Nintendo The Game Awards 2017. So we got 3 years now that Nintendo announced this game to Platinum Games. And they're going to be the developers on it, as Sega is to publish it, and so is Nintendo. We know that this is going to be exclusive to Nintendo Switch for a bit. It's probably a time exclusive before it jumps on the PS5 or the Xbox X Series. But we've got nothing. Not a word, not a picture, not concept art, nothing. But Platinum Games, and I can't even pronounce his name, Heike, and I apologize that I cannot pronounce his name. Did an interview with VGC. And when he was asked about Bayonetta 3, he gave a response. So I took the response down, and I posted up here. And his response is, I'm on Twitter, so I see a lot of comments every day. I'm very happy that there's still anticipation for this title. But I would like to address is the trend I'm seeing, which people are starting to ask if this game was canceled. I want you guys to take any concern you have and throw them out the window immediately, because we are still hard at work on it, and it hasn't been canceled by any means. Please look forward to it. That's great news. That was done May 2020. Or, no, May 2020. And then in September, he sat down with another producer from Platinum Games with Game Explain, and was asked the same question. He this time he kept his answer very short and very sweet, backing up what he said in May. The game is going fine. That's all he said. And then the Platinum Game producer, I'm not even going to attempt his name because I can't read it, did come out and say, followed up with that about this pandemic that we're having. And his response was, how much of the pandemic has impacted our work. Honestly, that's something that we're going to see. We're working from home. We're trying to do what we can to kind our work with this new work style. It's still very early. I think that has been a challenge for us to adapt, but we're going to do the best we can, so we never face this again. Not with just this situation, but with any other situation that pops up. As a company, it is very challenging for us. And then Hike It, again, apologize that I can't pronounce his name right, followed that up with Bayonetta development is going really well, very smoothly, and progressing smoothly. And that's all they give us. Nothing after that. It's been crickets. Cricket. You get my point. And there's been many theories going around this game that this game is not being built for the Nintendo Switch, but for the predecessor for the Nintendo Switch. I don't think we're getting a Switch Pro or a Switch 2.0 until at least 2022. They may announce it next year, but I don't think we're getting one until 2022. The Switch still has miles of life in it, and it's still not being taken full advantage of. So, unless Platinum Games or Nintendo said something, we ain't gonna be seeing nothing at all. And which is kind of sad, because Bayonetta is a freaking awesome game. Hell, it's a really awesome game. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping to get this for the Nintendo Switch. But if if Nintendo does come out with a new console before this game comes out for the Switch, then I'll have to get it for that console. But we will just have to see. You and I, we're both in the same spot. You're listening, I'm listening, you're waiting, I'm twiddling my thumbs. Nothing much I can really do. And last but not least is Metroid Prime 4. It was announced at E3 2017. At 2019, Nintendo came out and said, yep, this company that started on the development, they're no longer handling the development anymore. And Rare Studios, the one that did Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3, and the remastered for the Nintendo Wii, they're going to be taking over. So whatever project they had, they put it on hold. They started working on it. And they've been working really hard over there. Then they posted job ads, more job ads for specialists, executive producers, directors, and this and that. And in the last job ad, they had 3 job ads going for Retro Studio. For a produce tester. How do you do a produce tester? And if the specs for the roles mentioned was successful, a candidate would be working on pre-release software. So if they get through the stage of testing, and we know that testing is always rough, the games never completely finish that phase. They're getting people to test it to make sure that everything's working smoothly and this and that. And then if they can get to this part where pre-release software, then it's just a matter of months before the game goes gold. But the only problem is they never announced what game these ads were for. So they were working on something before they took back over the development of the Metroid Prime series. Could it be for the game that they're working on and now they scaled down their staff to the minimum they need for that game that they were working on so they can get full gears running on Metroid Prime? Or is both games at that stage where they're both ready to be tested? They're both ready to go gold and we're going to have a big announcement. Now, the biggest rumor for this game is that Retro Studios is going to make an announcement in November so it can be Nintendo Switch's holiday game, since Nintendo has nothing coming out in December. No nothing. Not a lick of nothing. So we'll have to wait and see, but god damn it, Nintendo, give us something. Stop touring with us with Timbits. We want the real thing. Give us some news. We'll be happy with anything. So if you like my videos, hit that like button, share this with all your friends, subscribe to my channel, turn that notification on so you can get my latest videos, and leave a comment below on anything. And I love to read what you guys have to say, and I do try to respond back as soon as I can. But until next time, I hope you have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Phoenix 198720 saying peace.